Hey everybody, it's Heather McManus from the Designers Collaborative, and we're coming to you live today. Let me know if you're here. Facebook has changed its live thing so many times. I never know if somebody's really watching or if you're, commenting. Sometimes I don't see it until later. So be patient with me. If I miss your comment, your question, I'll get back to you after if I don't see you. so uh, yeah, so happy Thursday. Um, it is the beautiful month of May, and the sun is out. It is springtime, and so today I am going to talk to you about the mindset of saying, "Is it worth it?" So this is something that I've been hearing here and there and all different, in our designer collaborative group, our private Facebook group. I've heard it said there. I've heard it said on tons of other groups and in conversation with people. It just seems to be coming up, and I'm noticing it a lot, which means I need to talk about it, because to me, the mindset of is it worth it is it's based in fear, really at the core root of it. And I say that because you're not asking, can I afford it? Can I afford it is a straightforward question. It's you have decided that you want it, so now the next question is, can I afford it? And this applies to so many things, from going to the store and buying a shirt to all kinds of business stuff with coaching, you know, doing a real good website, getting a professional logo made by a real graphic designer, maybe hiring the marketing company that's going to handle the social media for you so you can take on other things, hiring a virtual assistant, even joining the Designers Collaborative is a question for some people because, is it worth it comes up for them. So what's the difference between is it worth it and can I afford it? Is can I afford it means you have the money in the bank and you know you can afford it because the money's there, or you have a way to put it on some kind of payment plan or charge it or whatever. So it's slightly different than can I afford it, or is it worth it. So let's dive in a little bit. It's really, worth it means value. And if you value something, then it's worth it. So, do you value yourself? Sometimes that's the problem. You think, well, I'm not ready for that yet because I'm in a place where, maybe I've been featured in, this magazine or that magazine, so maybe I'm not worth it yet. But how are you going to get to be worth it if you don't invest the money in the thing? So it really has to do with value. And I would say there's like only one example. Well, no, that's not true. I'm sure if I really think of times when something wasn't worth the cost, where, what they're charging for the value of what you get is maybe not lining up so good. But with any of the coaching that I've done, and I've done a lot of coaching, I've hired 3 different coaches over the course of my career, and I can totally see myself hiring another one in the future. And, it's because I sort of needed that, whatever it was at the time, and it might not have gotten me the thing that I thought, because it's not a straight line. It's not, I hired the coach and I got 4 new clients that were amazing. It's not always like an A to B kind of thing. It might just be this like curly Q and then you go back and then da, da, da. But the benefits are so good, but they're really hard to define sometimes with something like coaching, or even a different kind of service, hiring the marketing crew or the website design. It's so hard to put a like a value on it. Like, well, yeah, I hired the coach and I spent, $5,000 on that, but I got this amazing client that I wouldn't have been able to, and that was, a $10,000 job. It's really hard to say apples to apples. This, I paid this and I was able to do that. So when you say, is it worth it? It's just something where I think you have to do a little check in yourself and check your gut and say, what am I really asking? Because it kind of says that you want to do something. And so if it's, what if this isn't an equal thing for the money? So another thing besides coaching is, perhaps investing in a really good website. And, that's another one. you know, you know your clients are going to be impressed with a more polished, really nice new website, right? That has value. But it's not necessarily from this new website, because I did all these new things and it looks so shiny and new and professional. I then got 3 clients from that, that I wouldn't have gotten before. It's very hard to say this equaled that. And there's tons of these business decisions that we make as interior designers that can be very costly. Different associations like ASID. They charged $500 for the year, and that didn't get you any meetings. Then you still had to purchase meetings if you wanted to go and find out about the kitchen thing or the whatever. Like every single meeting was, a cheap one was $30, and most of them were like $60. So you weren't just done with the $500 admission to be an ASID member. And I often asked myself, is it worth it? So was it worth it for me early on? Oh yeah, it was. It was expensive for sure, but it was absolutely worth it because I met this amazing mentor, Diane Gauthier. I'm going to call you out. I don't think you watch Facebook, but she's amazing. And she's so generous with her information. And I would not be where I am today if I didn't have her guidance on all things, like so many things. And you're a lot of times you're going to get what you put in when it's that kind of interaction. You could join an ASID and never go to a meeting, never meet anyone, and so therefore it doesn't have that value for you. And eventually I got to the point where ASID didn't make that much sense for me to be a member, because the cost versus what I was getting out of it, I kind of felt like, I know this already, I've heard it a few times, and I don't necessarily need to pay the yearly to have that, right? So, you're going to change within your career. There, you will ebb and flow into needing to pay for something and not needing to pay for something. And when it's worth it to you, you do a gut check and you just go for it, because the question, is it worth it, is usually coming from a place of fear where you're going to step into something a little bigger and better and grow from it, and making that next step where you have the ability to have the amazing coach who's guiding you so that you can do X, Y, and Z, get the better website, get the marketing crew to handle your social media. There's so many things that we can spend money on in our businesses where, is it worth it comes up as a question. And, it's not that straight line, and it's not always going to be consistently worth it year after year for you to maybe work with that coach. Or, year after year, you're not going to redo your website. Year after year, you may not want to be part of, some association. But for a while, absolutely worth it, worth every penny. You get so much out of it, and it's not necessarily quantifiable, but you can say, from your gut that, yeah, do that. It's worth it. You got to do it. Otherwise, you just don't grow. You don't expand. You don't take that next step. So, I bring this up because I just kept hearing it. And even with things that I am privileged to say, and I know this, like a $300 investment in a kitchen class or some other course or the Designers Collaborative. I've been hearing people say, is it really worth it? I don't know if I should spend the money. To me, what I hear when I hear that is, okay, it's that's such a small amount of money for the knowledge that you're going to get from that. So I'll tell you a story that's not A to B, and was a struggle for me when I was starting out. My first year was so tough. I didn't have any good clients. I didn't have much of a website. I wasn't known in my community, but I had done a show house, and I had professional photography, and I saw that there was a contest going on for window treatments, and I love window treatments. It's like my favorite part of the design, and I feel totally comfortable in that space of window treatment design. So I debated whether or not to enter the window treatment contest because I think there was a $50 or some really small amount of money that they wanted to process, all of the time that it's going to take a whole committee to come up with, should this person be a first prize winner in this category, or who's the second, who's the third, that kind of thing. And I actually hesitated. I actually said, ooh, what if I don't win? I only have a certain amount of money. I I can laugh about it now, but at the time, things were so tight that $50 or whatever it was, that made a difference to me. That was like, ooh, do I do that? And thank God I did, because here's what happened. I won. I didn't win first prize. I won second. But I went, and then, okay, so then I win, right? And now they say we're doing the awards ceremony in New Orleans. So we'd love for you to come down and be part of the event where we hand you the trophy and, mingle with everyone, network, have photos taken, all of that stuff. And I knew in my heart that I wanted to go, and that the photo of me getting handed a trophy is so much better than me just saying I won one or whatever. So for visibility reasons, I really wanted to go. But again, I'm struggling. I'm struggling with, that means I have to pay for a plane ticket and hotel and feeding myself and all these things. And I worked it up in my head. I was spiraling in is it really worth it for me to do this for some photos and whatever? Well, guess what? I did it. I'm grateful that I did it, because I wound up meeting some amazing people, not just at the event and getting the great photos and all of that, wonderful marketing, which, money can't even buy, right? I also met David Bronstein, who's just a wonderful person. I got a great photo of the two of us together on a balcony overlooking New Orleans. I mean, that was so worth me going down there. I wound up talking with someone at HGTV who was like, oh, you just won this award? That's so impressive. Let me see the project, because we just started this new website where we're going to feature designers, and I think you'd be great for that. So I wound up getting into an HGTV wonderful portfolio project, website thing, I don't know what you call it, but without that contact, without that connection, without having taken the responsibility to go down and do all this stuff and put myself out there, and spending the money, because all these things cost money, that wouldn't have happened. And I can't tell you, from that I also got all these jobs. That's not really how it works. You're building your reputation. You're building, all of these things that help the next client say, well, oh my God, she's been on HGTV. She's won these awards. She's done all this stuff. of course I'm going to hire her. I'm really excited about hiring her instead of I wonder if she's really qualified. So it doesn't necessarily mean, I'm spending $5 to make $10. It's not necessarily always that kind of investment. I just want you to stop saying, is it worth it? And start saying, it pays to. It pays to hire the coach. It pays to get a professional logo done. It pays to have your website done. It pays, it pays, it pays. So now I'm going to tell you why it pays to join the Designers Collaborative. And this is one of those really rare cases where I can say, you plunk down $370 for a year, and that's the year from the day that you join. So if you join today, May 6th, 2022, your next bill would be due. You sign up again, you don't sign up again, that's totally up to you. If you join in September, then September of the year 2022, your bill will be due. So it's one full year. So that works out to, it's like $30 and some change per month. So when you ask, is it worth it? In this one case, I can actually show you how worth it is. So if you have one room, and let's give an example. You're a newbie designer. You have clients without big budgets. You are not totally comfortable ordering direct from manufacturers because this is a different animal. It's different than going to the store, whether it be a furniture store near you or Home Goods or something like that, and you're just buying stuff and you're not really making any money on it, but you're getting your client done. So this is a totally different animal. So let's say you're in panic mode, so you keep it small and you only do accessories because that will ship direct to the client. You don't even have to worry about a shipper or this freight, right? Scary. Oh, it's not. So even if you just do some accessories from, direct trade accounts instead of going to the store and the Home Goods, you're going to make 50% more on that job than you would do with anything else. And it's only 50% more because they're only accessories. The more expensive something is, the more money you're going to make on it. A dollar store glass, what could that dollar store possibly be making on that? 50 cents? I doubt it. They're probably making like 20 cents and they have to sell a gazillion of them, right? But if you go to some downtown Soho, boutique where this is hand blown and there's bubbles and it's, this is the artist and that kind of thing. Well, that one glass might be $100 and his markup on that, where you can make $50 on that, is totally realistic. So the more expensive the product is, the more money you have to make on it. We had one designer who, in the year 2020, which was a wacko year for everyone, we had, 2 months of absolute, everyone just stay home, don't do anything. And then things started to come back a little slowly, and with, the lead times and the craziness and all that aside, she had only two clients for the entire year that bought furniture, not for an entire house, but for 2 rooms each, so 4 rooms total. I don't remember the exact number, but it was $67,000 and change. That is what she made in profit. That's not what things cost. That's like after everybody's paid, you paid everybody, and what you get to keep in your wallet, in your bank account, was $67,000 for 2 different clients buying 2 different rooms of furniture. And she didn't buy absolutely everything from the Designers Collaborative system. She did go to retail stores for this, that, and the other thing because it's impossible to buy absolutely everything. So that, when you think of the yearly fee is $370, it's so easy to say, this is beyond worth it. And that doesn't even come into, the situation where we have so much education and community built in. There's amazing tools that y'all get for free, masterminds every single month that everybody learns from each other, and we're having fun doing it. There's videos that I share in our private Facebook group where it might be how the furniture is made, or the materials are sourced, or the vendor's new product that just got launched, or something educational. I do those videos twice a week, so you watch at your leisure. And then in the private Facebook group on Fridays, I do a Facebook Live about sort of a status update of what's going on with whatever it is. Right now, I can't stop talking about lead times and price increases. For like a year, it's been lead times and price increases. And what craziness is going on now? But sometimes it's, we have a new event coming up or whatever. So it's just a lot of touching base that we do. And then lots and lots of other educational stuff that you get as part of the whole thing. Like the Designers Collaborative is so much more than purchasing at the best possible price for 300 different vendors. That's the main reason people come on, but then there's so many other reasons that people stay and love it. And that, I can say that in all honesty, people really, really appreciate what the Designers Collaborative has done for their business. So when you ask, is it worth it? Oh my God, yes. Now, it may not be worth it for absolutely every single designer all across the world, right? First off, you need to be North American based. That's US and Canada. And if you're the kind of person that I don't source things, I just do consultations, but I do 30 of them a week, and that's you, then this may not, you may not want to do this. But in a way, we're sort of like an ASID where you're going to get that sense of community. You're going to get all those learning types of things. So even if you aren't purchasing, I think it's still worth it for the community aspect and the knowledge base of experience. Because let me tell you, if you've made a mistake in a design project, I call it tuition. You've learned the hard way what not to do. That's your experience, and you bring that wonderful knowledge with you in the future. But when it happens, it hurts and it feels yucky. But if you have an entire group of, we're nearly 300 members strong right now. I think we're like 275. So with 275 other designers who have been there, done that for all different, types of specialties. We have kitchen designers and bath designers and people who totally knock down, remodel, start from the beginning. People that just want to do the fluffy, pretty stuff. So there's all kinds of designers within the group. So that knowledge base of everyone's experience, the questions that you can ask to avoid those mistakes is huge, because you can learn from someone else's experience and not make that mistake yourself and learn it firsthand. It's tremendous that you can have that much experience and knowledge within this wonderful group. So when you consider, is it worth it? That should be a red flag to you. Ooh, did I just say, is it worth it? Okay, so let's examine what's going on there. Are you afraid of something? What's behind this thought? Because I want you to really start saying, it pays to, instead of, is it worth it? So that's my 2 cents. I hope that was helpful and inspiring, because I know that this is a really difficult business. We have to know so much and do so much. So I want you all to be in a joyful, blissful interior design business. And we're never going to do that every single day. But if you can do that 90% of the time, then you're in a good spot. So I hope that this was helpful, and thanks for watching, everybody. Okay, bye.